The Concept of Insight Observation by Venerable Rung Ruang Papas Saro, Dr. Rung Ruang Lim Chupatipa. What we see mental phenomenon in insight observation reflects the moment when the mind being conscious fetching the object of consciousness and having mindfulness to realize a particular state of mind. Definitely, the capability of mind to see mental phenomena inside the mind is the most critical factor for the enlightenment. Also at that time there was no scientific tools such as fMRI, functional magnetic resonant image, to trace signal processing of mind at the central nervous system as we have nowadays. The Buddha utilized mindfulness as an investigation tool to make an investigate on each particular mental phenomenon of the state of mind, and then to trace down on a specific series of mind in terms of the process of dependent origination as a whole system of mind in the insight observation so-called Vipassana. The insight observation is based on Vipassana of the four aspects of observation as follows. 1. What to be observed in the insight observation. 2. What to be used to see the mental phenomena in performing insight observation. 3. What is necessary for the readiness preparation before performing in an insight observation. 4. What kind of technique to be applied on the observed data to gain wisdom. 1. What to be observed in the insight observation. It is very important to be reminded that what we see and observe in the insight observation are mental phenomena happening in the mind, nothing else. Therefore, there is no miracle images of anything involved in the Buddhist practice at all. The Buddha explained on the way to study the mind by making insight observation on mental phenomena of the object of consciousness of the mind as follows.
The simplest way to investigate the Dharma is by establishing mindfulness to be aware of sense, a particular state of mind that arises inside the mind, and then to realize if it is wholesome which will be beneficial to life, or unwholesome which will be harmful to life. Let me give you some examples. When you be greedy on something, you can have mindfulness to be aware of the greed inside your mind. Clearly, greed is harmful to life. And when you are not greedy on anything, you also can have mindfulness to be aware that there is no greed inside your mind. Clearly, no greed is beneficial to life. Is that right? The same as when you hate someone, you can have mindfulness to be aware of the hatred inside your mind. Clearly, hatred is harmful to life. And when you are not hateful on anyone, you also can have mindfulness to be aware that there is no hatred inside your mind. Clearly, kindness is beneficial to life. Is that right? The same as when you are deluded by something, you can have mindfulness to be aware of the delusion inside your mind. Clearly, delusion harmful to life. And when you are not delusive on anything, you also can have mindfulness to be aware that there is no delusion inside your mind. Clearly, knowledge is beneficial to life. Is that right? Even when you have any combination of the three, that is, greed, hatred, and delusion, then you also can be aware of the arising of the particular states of mind inside the mind. So does when there is no any of the three conditions, that is, greed, hatred, and delusion inside the mind, then you also can be aware that there is no any of them inside the mind. Is that right? This is the way we can be mindful to see the mind whether it is wholesome or unwholesome, and this is also the reason why we should establish mindfulness to monitor and to investigate on the mind conditions at all time.
The Venerable Sariputta explained on what to be observed in insight observation as follows.
What is the observed mental phenomenon for examples? Form, feeling, perception, volitional formations, consciousness, external sense fields, internal sense fields, receptors, mind consciousness, ignorance, contact, craving, clinging, existence, birth, aging and death, etc.
In order to understand this statement clearly, the first part is to understand the meaning of seeing phenomenon in the phenomena, such as seeing a body in the body, seeing a mind in the mind. It means that seeing an object of consciousness of a thing, for example, when saying seeing a body, a feeling, a mind, and Dharma as follows.
He understands the mind, he understands phenomena, and he understands the fetter that arises dependent on both, and he also understands how the unarisen fetter arises, and how the arisen fetter is abandoned, and how the abandoned fetter does not arise again in the future. The arising of the object of consciousness in relation to the body, the feeling, the perception, the volitional formations, and the consciousness. In this way, he dwells contemplating phenomena internally, externally, and both internally and externally. And he dwells independent, not clinging on anything in the world. That is how anyone dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the 6 internal and external sense bases.